Hey guys, Gamer Dave here, and today I'd like to show you how to replace the hard drive in your PlayStation 4. No doubt if you've had your PS4 for any amount of time, you've realized that the 500 gig drive that it shipped with is woefully too small. Well, thankfully Sony has made it very easy for us to replace the drive, and I'd like to walk you through the steps today. Before you start the process of pulling out your old drive and replacing it, we need to make sure you have a few things on hand. First and most importantly would be the replacement drive. Make sure you have a hard drive available that is a minimum of 160 gigabytes, but hopefully is much larger than 500 gigabytes. So the PlayStation 4 will accept a 160 gigabyte hard drive. However, that's much smaller than the one that shipped with your PlayStation 4. So I would highly recommend getting one larger than 500 gigabytes. As far as I know, there is no upper limit, at least based on the hard drives that are being manufactured today. So I would recommend a 1 terabyte or larger drive. Secondly, you'll want a screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver. This is important for removing a screw inside the PlayStation. And finally, a USB thumb drive. Now on this you'll want to preload the firmware, the latest firmware for your PlayStation. We're going to be replacing the hard drive, and so your PlayStation won't have anything to boot off of. So by loading the latest firmware onto a USB drive, you'll be able to format your new hard drive to the PlayStation format. You can download that software from the link that I've provided below in the YouTube comments, or in the description section I should say, or by Googling PlayStation firmware and going to, it should be the first result in your Google search. The first step in removing your hard drive is to open up the top cover on the PlayStation. So this shiny piece just pulls away if you lightly press and pull back. And you can see it comes off here without too much effort. So what you'll see here is the hard drive is located right here, and if we look down in the corner, see if I can get this in focus, we will have the PlayStation X, circle, square, and triangle icons there on this screw, and that's the screw you want to remove. So if I take my screwdriver and just quickly pull this out, there. Now I can just pull right here, and boom, the hard drive is out. There's still 4 more screws. You can see the 2 on this side and the 2 on this side that need to be removed, also Phillips head. So we'll pull those out. So as you can see, I have 3 of the screws removed. I'm just pulling out the last one here. There it is. And now I can extract the hard drive. Take it out. Your new hard drive is installed in exactly the same way. Slide it in. Now make sure that as you slide it in, you have the sticker side faced up and you have the contacts pointed out. You don't want the contacts pointed at this side because obviously you won't be able to, there's nothing, there won't be any way to plug it in against that metal. So put it in there and then put the screws back into the holes. We're going to put this just right back in the same way we took it out. And now with these screws in on both sides, I'm just going to slide this into place like that. You can hear it click as the board locks in to the hard drive. I'm going to replace this screw to lock the hard drive into place. Tighten it up real quickly here with Phillips head screwdriver. And then of course put the cover back on, and you can see I am just going to line that up, slide it in, and you hear it click. and voila, we have a new hard drive installed. Now again, when I plug this in for the first time, I'm going to get an error message saying that the disk could not be read, that there's system changes have been made, and then I will be prompted for my USB drive that has my firmware loaded onto it. So this is why it's important to preload this with your latest PlayStation firmware, so that when it prompts you for that, you're able to do so. And just be sure that when you pick out a USB thumb drive as well, that it's thin enough that you're able to fit it into the USB slot. Not all USB drives are thin enough to fit into here, because that is a tight spot to go. So just be sure you're picking the right thumb drive, and you shouldn't have any problems. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and certainly let me know if I can help you out with anything else PlayStation or gaming related. Thanks a lot.